Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's gonna be hot. I'm in the studio early because it's nice and cool out here. I wanted to talk a little bit about feet, just briefly. Here's a bowl that I've just trimmed. Kind of like it, to be frank. I like that there's a little bit of movement at the top there. And then I decided to make a pretty decisive tall foot. It's pretty straightforward. I haven't stamped it yet, but for me, it's tall. A lot of my feet are small because I like the foot sometimes to more or less disappear. There it is. I like it to kind of disappear, but on this one, I wanted the foot to be very much a part of the statement of the bowl, and I wanted it to be deeply integrated into the piece. It's leather hard, so it's a little bendy still. And so I was very careful about how the foot joins the body of the bowl. You want to be careful that the very base of the foot meets the line of the bowl as it comes in toward the foot. All those things to think about as you're moving along. Here's an untrimmed bowl, also a shallow bowl, quite a different design. It's got a pretty definitive lip here that will take the glaze in some interesting ways, I hope. Kind of thinking to do that bowl in purple. I don't know. I'm just thinking that's a very fun glaze. This has some nice kind of undulating throw lines in the center that I need to be aware of. But before I even start to trim, one of the things I want to really do is study the pot. This is heavy. It's a porcelain bowl. I don't want it to be a heavy bowl. Porcelain's not, you can do heavy porcelain, you can do anything really. But the key is I wanted it to be kind of a low scooped out form. And to do that, I wanted to give it a fair amount of base to be able to move from. But most of this base is going to have to go away. Probably going to want a foot about that big. So everything else is going to be trimmed away on the wheel this morning. And then I want to be so aware of this line here because I need to know how much of this exterior do I need to trim so that it really flows and that the thickness of the bowl is consistent all the way down the sides and across the base and back up on the other side. So that means before I start trimming, something I think everybody, myself included, often forgets to do is to study the piece. How is the bowl on the inside? Because you're not going to trim the inside. You can sometimes, but bit of a cheat. But you want to know, especially for something like this, how is it on the inside so that I can have the outside match it. So I wouldn't want this bowl to end up like this with a foot that just went down like that. You could, it's not a bad shape really, it's more of a V, but it's not right for this bowl, and certainly the weight is not right. I'll bring one other bowl. I made some bigger porcelain bowls yesterday. Again, a very different shape. Another big bowl, more of a kind of classic shape here, but also blobby foot. And so these are the things you then think about next, and this becomes a series of deeply aesthetic decisions. Any of these could have a flat bottom and just rest on a table. Doesn't feel right for these forms, frankly, but they can have little low feet, beveled feet, feet that do their own kind of design work for the piece. But you have to figure out what you want that work to be. All right, happy Sunday, everybody. Take care.